Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Hitch Up and Toe and Bob's Adventure. I think Nursing Our Travel Bug is still wrapping up. Hey, MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless and K&R Destination. I don't know if we have Kyle or Ryan, but if we have Kyle still, big hugs. I hope you're healing well. I don't know what's playing here. Sorry. My phone's playing. Okay. Kyle, I hope you're healing well. Ryan, if it's you, I hope Kyle's behaving. Let me get over here and scroll up a little bit. And then we have Tommy Travels. Tommy, you are awesome. Love you, Tommy. Hey, Hitch Up and Toe, how are things going? What have you been up to lately? Any new projects you want to tell us about? Drop it in the comments. And we have Thrifty Angela. Hello, hello. I think I'm trying to catch up with my chat. It's like all of a sudden it just scrolled up 10 or so comments. So it's kind of crazy. Hey, Nursing Our Travel Bug. Thanks for coming in. I know you're busy. Thrifty Angela, what do you have going on? If you have anything going on, drop it in the comments that you want to talk about so we can check it out. Yes, Nettie is still traveling. She's gotten to visit with lots of family, which makes my heart happy. But she's been awesome enough to put together another little video for us of a haunted place that we're going to explore and learn about. So I really appreciate that, Nettie. I can't tell you how much that helps out. I appreciate it. So, Hitch Up and Toe, you're so sweet. I miss Nettie very much. So real quick, I'm just going to talk about my weekend. I had a great weekend, even though my family's going through something kind of difficult right now. We got to spend time together because we come together when things get difficult and we play poker. So we got to play some poker and Cards Against Humanity, which was a lot of fun. So I spent my weekend doing that with my family, and it was really nice. 13 July, I posted 2 new videos, a new video 2 days ago. Okay, so go check out Thrifty Angela's after this or after the next live, some point soon. Go check out Thrifty Angela. She's got a lot of crafty stuff. It's really cool. I really love her channel. All right, let's jump into this week's topic. Let me get over here and get the screen bigger. Sorry. Hold on one moment. The other screen's playing and I didn't want it to. All right. You're awesome, Thrifty Angela. Alrighty. So, today we are talking about the haunted Lickings County Jail. This is in, one moment please. This is the historic jail of Lickings County, and it is in Ohio. And I believe it's run by the Governmental Preservation Society. So let's get into this, shall we? Hitch Up and Toe said, that's my old school. Hitch Up and Toe said they might do a live, but we are going to tell anyone. I think they meant to say we're not going to tell anyone. All right, let's get going. Newark, Ohio. This place just looks creepy, right? It just looks super creepy. Oh, it started over again, sorry. Trump Tower. It doesn't look like a jail, though, to me. It looks like a castle, which is pretty cool. The jail, built in 1889 for $120,000. $100,000, nearly double the initial estimated cost due to expensive stone and from Millsburg, Ohio, was last used to hold prisoners in 1987. The facility housed up to 126 prisoners at a time, even though its total capacity was listed at 68. Those numbers blow my mind for a couple of reasons. Nowadays, there's thousands of prisoners in a prison. Thousands. And this one is saying they housed 126 prisoners at the time, but it was only supposed to hold 68. Those numbers just blow me away. That tells you how low the crime rate was back then, or how more populated we are now. I don't know, but those numbers kind of are crazy. Hey, MGM. Hey, Shanna. Okay, tell me that's not creepy. That is creepy. Too creepy for me. The second and third floors at the front of the building were living quarters for the sheriff's family and matron. It seems like an uneasy arrangement, living so close to people that might happily cut your throat given the chance, but it wasn't uncommon at the time. Okay, if my husband became like the jail warden or whatever, the sheriff, and we had to live with our kids by people that want to cut your throat, nah, I think it's time for divorce. What do you all think? I think I'd be getting a divorce. Or we'd live separately, right? Hey, Linda Barker. Licking County Sheriff's Residence and Jail. Nice little sign. Happened on Alcatraz, though, too. Yeah, see, I think it should have to be a single man that doesn't have kids that has those type of jobs. No offense. Like, I get it. Everybody needs a job that pays well, and if you're willing to do it, you're willing to do it. But if my husband was willing to take me and our kids to Alcatraz or to this Licking County Sheriff's Residence, no. It's time for a divorce, or you buy me a separate house to live in, because I'm not taking my kids near these murderers. Just saying. Nursing Our Travel Book said, I'm with you. Tommy Travels says, and then you'd win the home in the divorce. Oh, yeah. You get divorced, and you get to stay in the home by the prison, but the husband has to leave. No, thank you. The crudely gated doors in some of the living quarters are not a reflection of the living conditions, but rather a newer addition to keep prisoners inside while on work duty. The jail remained in use after the sheriff moved out, and some jail employees were put to work fixing up the rooms. Hey, Chip and Toe says, have you seen The Shining? Yes, I have. See, now the inside looks straight up like a jail from medieval times, nonetheless, but it does look like a jail. The outside looks like a castle, though. It's so weird. But the inside does look like a jail. Transportation definitely factors in on Alcatraz. Oh, that's true. Getting to and from there on a daily basis would be pretty difficult. The shower stalls apparently did double duty as disciplinary chambers. Were they waterboarding people in the shower stalls? What? What? Okay. That looks like it has a little curve at the back of it. I don't know if everybody can see that from this angle, but it looks like it has a little curve at the back of it, which makes it unique. Probably still not very comfortable for prisoners, but it's unique. A little more room with that curve. Hey, Raleigh Creative Travel. Nursing Our Travel Bug said, well, that'll certainly make folks afraid to even bathe. Hitch Up and Toe said, which room was Hannibal Lecter's? You know, for being so old, it looks really secure. The gating and the doors and although the chalkboard method, not sure how well that worked. Rally Creative Travel says, I worked in a prison a while back. Oh, you got to tell us more about that. I bet you have some stories. Anyone damaging county property will be prosecuted. No smoking. Two rows of cells in the middle of each floor, with narrow walks on the outside that provide a view into the cells. The cell doors on the opposite side are solid, so while it's bright in the walkway, the cells stay fairly dark. Nothing like a metal bed. Okay, so I've seen a lot of prisons. Hitchup and Toes said, thanks for bringing back my childhood memories. I've seen a lot of videos with cells and stuff, and the sink is usually separate from the toilet. I think this is actually a really cool design because it takes up less space to have it stacked like that. I wonder why they quit designing it that way. Decades after the last inmate walked out of the old Lickings County Jail in Newark, Ohio, echoes of the lives spent within its walls and the deaths that have occurred here still resonate among the empty cells and unique halls. This would make great haunted house. You can pee and wash your hands at the same time. Right, Hitch Up and Toe? That's what I was saying. These are some amazing pictures. Really good quality. The old jail has had far more than its share of horror. It was built in an age where punishment was deemed more important than correction, and where correction was as likely an outcome as justice. It's a really pretty old building. I know that it's a horrible place, but it's still very pretty. Hey, Saltwaterborn. The architecture of this place is gorgeous. The imposing structure was designed to look more like an ancient castle and has more in common with the Tower of London than with any modern correctional facility. I mean, it 100% looks like a castle. It does not look like that would be a jail. All the windows that it has, no bars on the outside, just doesn't look at all like a jail. So interesting. I mean, it looks creepy nonetheless, but it doesn't look like a jail. 3 of the sheriffs died of heart attacks here. A 4th sheriff had a heart attack at the jail, but managed to live 10 minutes at the hospital before passing on. Hitchup said, joking aside, I can't imagine a place like that being used. Looks like a castle from Bob's Adventure and doesn't look like a jail at all. Yeah, it doesn't. It's beautiful. Nursing Our Travel Bug said, it looks more like an asylum. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It does look more like an asylum. Interesting that 3 sheriffs died of heart attacks there. And then the 4th one had a heart attack there, but lived 10 minutes longer and died at the hospital. It's interesting they're all dying of heart attacks. Either it was an extremely stressful job or they were all extremely unhealthy. I don't know. Many tragic deaths occurred in the prison, including murder, accident, and of course suicide. Newark Police Force 1910. I'm going to list all the names of the policemen. I don't see them carrying guns. They just have a stick, like their nightstick. If they have guns, they're well hidden. Oh, that's crazy. Again, even that, it doesn't look like a prison. At least 16 inmates have died at the jail, half from suicide. Infamous murderers including the handsaw slayer, the .22 caliber serial killers, the proposal day murderer, and many who were housed here, but the most infamous death/killing here at the old jail was so shocking it made national news. Is that hippie in the background? Laura Bell Devlin. Could that have been any creepier of a photo of her? Let's go back. One moment, please. I think that's about the creepiest photo I've seen of somebody yet. Look at that. What? That is creepy. It's just the way the shadows are on her, and she's holding her little sign, and she's smiling. Creepy. Tommy Travel says, they don't have a gun. They're just happy to see you. All right, a little less creepy. She kind of looks like a sad old lady here, but the Handsaw Slayer. Hitchup and Toast says, nanny? Oh. Then there is the case of Laura Devlin, a 72-year-old woman who went mad and killed her husband, then cut his arms and legs off with a handsaw and placed his arms and head in her oven and cooked them. She threw his torso out into the backyard and waited for weeks to try to convince the authorities he had died and been shipped for burial elsewhere. She also called the old jail her home for a while. I'm going to back up. 72-year-old woman who went mad and killed her husband, cut his arms and legs off with a handsaw, and placed his arms and head in an oven and cooked them. She threw his torso out into the backyard and waited for weeks to try to convince the authorities he had died and been shipped for burial elsewhere. Wow. Wow. Maddie said, cray cray lady. Yeah. It seems so. Nursing Our Travel Bug said, damn, you can't blame that on dementia. Nah. No dementia if you can remember how to cut apart the person with a handsaw, cook them, and also throw the rest of their body just out in the backyard. That's insane. Nobody noticed the body in the garden? That's what I was wondering. Didn't people smell something in the backyard? Maybe that's how she got caught, from the smell in the backyard. Gary and Thaddeus Lewington, 22 caliber killers. Brothers Gary and Thaddeus Lewington spent most of 1977 and 1978 committing a series of home invasions and brutal murders throughout Columbus, Ohio, and surrounding areas. They earned the nickname the 22 caliber killers after terrorizing central Ohio for 24 months. Tommy Travels said, "Happy Thanksgiving. More forearm, anyone? More brain soup?" Ketchup and Toe said, "I think I was there for that dinner party." I would pray, please don't let me have been there for that dinner party if I came up being her family. Walter Benjamin Robertson, the Proposal Day murderer. Walter Benjamin Robertson asked his girlfriend Della Courtinger to marry him, and she said yes. Robertson then murdered her on the same day. When arrested, he claimed that he was insane. After the doctor's report said he was sane, he hung himself in his cell at the old jail. Robertson would not reveal his motive in murdering her. He was said to be a shady character. I'm just trying to understand. Why did he ask her to marry him and then kill her? I mean, I'm sure that's what everybody is trying to understand about this case, but if you weren't married, you didn't have to divorce her, and you didn't like her, why ask her to marry you and then kill her? That seems like some psychological stuff that he was trying to pull. Mom's Adventure said, "Nah, not shady at all. What are you talking about?" That's craziness. Carl Etherington. RV reviews by the Air Force guy. Hey, good evening. Welcome to the chat. However, the most tragic death was that of Carl Etherington, who was lynched during the temperance movement on July 8, 1910. Carl had been a detective and came to Newark to raid saloons that were trading in illegal alcohol. Hitchup and Toe said, "I think he was mad, BB3. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that poor man. Unfortunately, one of the saloon owners, William Howard, attacked him, and Carl had to shoot him to defend himself, killing Howard in the process. Carl was taken to Lickings County Jail to protect him as an angry mob had formed." I don't think they protected him very much. The jail failed to protect Carl, as the angry mob stormed the building, beat poor Carl, and then dragged him to a telephone pole in the square and lynched him. Tragically, when his father came to get his body, it turned out Carl had lied about his age, and he was only 17 years old. Oh man. Tommy Travel says, "You'd have to play a lot of Cards Against Humanity to cope with a place like this." A lot of poker, too. A lot of something. They may not have had a lot of prisoners, but they sure had some nasty ones. That's for sure. William Howard dies. Etherington is lynched. Jail door battered down and prisoner dragged. That's terrible. Memorial sought for lynching victim. Whether it is Carl still there or not, many people have experienced strange occurrences in the old Lickings Jail. Doors slamming, disembodied voices, and dark figures have all been witnessed. Workmen have even reported being disturbed by loud screaming, to the point where they had to turn their music up to drown these unnerving sounds out. Okay, Thrifty Angela, enjoy dinner. That's a ghost. But okay. I talk about this on every show, I know. I'm not scared of that type of ghost where it looks like it's a person. It looks like it's a spirit of somebody. That doesn't scare me as much as like just black blobs moving throughout, because black blobs, I believe, are like devil stuff. I don't want to mess with that. But that looks like an actual person. A man, nonetheless, but a person. Seems like he'd just slam a couple doors and try to spook you out of there. The Lickings County Historic Jail is maintained by the Lickings County Governmental Preservation Society, which works to restore and upkeep the building and promote its history. I like when they preserve things like this. We have Jefferson Barracks here, which is preserved. And it's like stepping back in time when you go on like the barracks area. So I like that feeling of stepping back in time. Public Ghost Hunt, Newark, O. The old haunted Lickings County Jail. If they didn't make that place look creepy in that picture, whew. Hitchapinto says, we all laugh and joke, but these people are out there. Yeah, they're definitely out there. Hey, a little bit crazy. I still have not gotten to my 40 questions, but I promise I'm going to do it. How's your traveling going? A little bit. Trying to see if I see anything in the photo. Just creepy. The inside does not match what the outside looks like at all. I know I keep saying that, but it just doesn't match to me. A little bit crazy. Fine. Oh, you fine. We're home. Be leaving out Tuesday or Wednesday. Ah, okay. Hey, Donald. I enjoy Sunday night with you. I do believe there are many things we can't understand, I believe. Many can't leave to go on for different reasons. I agree, Donald. I think that there's unfinished business, that some souls are stuck here because they didn't finish their business, make amends, so on and so forth before they passed. I think that's kind of what a ghost spirit is. And then I believe that there's demonic presence that are just here to wreak havoc. The jail is a premier tourist attraction in Newark, as it is known nationally as a source of spirit and ghost sighting, paranormal events, and unexplained phenomenon. Okay, no. See, heights are not my friend. I would not be at the top of that looking down like that. Plus, did they really have prisoners that were walking up and down those stairs? Because that seems like a real easy way for a prisoner to end it. It doesn't seem safe. Sorry, that's just where my mind went when I looked at the picture. It's a beautiful staircase, nonetheless, but no, thank you. I'm just telling you guys where my mind goes. That's what I do when I talk. Sorry. It's kind of creepy where my mind went. No thank you with the creepy handprint either. Nope. That's probably just somebody that was working's handprint, but has now been called a ghost handprint. Seems too much like a hand. The jail has embraced this, and once a year turns into a literal haunted house for the month of October as the Jail of Terror. Aside from this, there are ghost tours and other events promoting the jail and its history. I like that. I like that they turned it into an actual haunted house. Hitchup and Toe said, I look at these photos and think you would have no control over anything. Yeah. Donald says, I had lived near an old Civil War hospital as a teenager. Many could feel things like cold near them. Yeah, I used to go rollerblading at one of the parks, Jefferson Barracks Park, and their barracks and their like hospital and all of that. It's all in the same kind of area. It's all been kept original, but just restored through the years. And it feels spooky there. I love that they turned it into a haunted house, though. I love that. See? Okay, again, I know I have a thing about toilets and potties. I know. But bear with me. See, again, they have the sink and then the toilet's coming off the sink. It just seems so much more sensible to do it that way. But in prisons nowadays, they have the sink separate from the toilet. I don't know. But those are very tiny cells. I don't even think a tall person could sleep in that bed. Tommy Travel says, laugh out loud. It's funny the places like this fascinate you, but a haunted hayride would give you nightmares. That headless guy talking was creepy, Tommy. And then when you went and you were just walking and people were popping out, see, if it's in a building, I feel like I can kind of, because I worked at haunted houses, I can kind of tell where the secret hideaways are and where people are going to pop out. But Tommy Travels, you did a video of a haunted hayride where you were outside. People can come from anywhere and all sides when you're outside. That's stuff of nightmares. Finding a ghost in the woods, stuff of nightmares. Just saying. Thank you, Nettie, for asking everybody to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Alrighty. It does look very bright in the hallways and stuff, but I guess they were right when they said earlier that it's dark in the cells, or at least darker. Again, this looks nothing like a jail. It's so pretty. Historic jail tours, final Fridays, 5 to 8 p.m., May through August. It just looks so pretty on the outside. Ah, cigarette paper wrapper. That's what that is. The Chippendale said, the dead aren't scary. It's the living you need to worry about. Amen to that. KNR Destination said, still here and listening. Sorry, Kyle needed my help. No problem. I understand. I hope you're getting some breaks and some rest, Ryan. And I hope Kyle's feeling better. Tommy Travels. It looks like an expensive hotel on the outside. Yeah, it looks like a bed and breakfast or a hotel, like Tommy is saying. It doesn't look like a jail. And then you go to the inside and it's a completely different thing. It's weird. Hey, Ford man. Thanks for listening. I hope your homework goes well. I was watching this show called Skeptics. It's on YouTube. And the guy takes people that don't believe, that are skeptics, and he takes them to like the most haunted places, and he rents out the most haunted places, and then he puts them in there and gives them challenges to do, like going down in the basement or the morgue or the most, like wherever it's most haunted in those houses. He blindfolds them. He does different stuff with them. And a lot, like, it's a mix of the ones that come out believing and the ones that don't believe. But no matter if you believe or don't believe, can you imagine going into a place, an older building, and going to the attic or down to the dungeon area in complete darkness using a night camera to guide you? I just can't even imagine doing that. Even if I wasn't a believer, we're going into a place like this, like walking to the end of that hallway and making a left where there's no light. No, not by myself. Because these people go into these places completely 100% alone by themselves. No. No, thank you. Private investigations. Again, it just looks like a castle, apartment building almost. Something that they could have redone and turned into an apartment building maybe, or a hotel rather than keep it as the jail. But for storing history, I get it. But it just doesn't look like, I don't know. It's a conundrum in my head. My head can't wrap around it. I have a trail of Smarties in my basement. K9 says, hey, young lady, I wanted to come and hang out, so ask Ryan to help me get on the computer. Oh, big hugs, Ryan. Not too hard, though, because of your ribs, but I hope you're healing up. Or at least not feeling too much right now. It's another one of those crazy staircases. They're beautiful, though. I was looking to see if I can see any shadows. It's like I'm waiting for a ghost to pop out on my screen. That's the end of it. Look at this beautiful place. It's gorgeous. Way too pretty to be a jail, in my opinion. Tommy Treble says, Hippie was a skeptic before the Riverview Mansion stuff, but I think he's changing his mind now. I agree. Make sure this is the last photo we have. Yep, last photo. Thank you, Nettie, for putting that together for us. I appreciate it very, very much. I miss you. I wish you were here to go through that with us today, Nettie. I wish you were on camera with us, but next week. Bob's Adventure says, I know I keep waiting for you to jump scare us. Maybe sometime soon. You never know. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Tinks. Thank you for the hello and the like. Hitchup and Toe said $150 for a B&B. Yeah, if you haven't been keeping up on Hippie's paranormal morgue videos, it's kind of gotten a little more crazy. Last one was the beach ball rolled, and where the reefs were hanging started swinging and going crazy at a couple different places. I don't always get to catch it live, but I'll go back and watch afterwards, and then I try to timestamp the stuff that I see move in his comment section. So if you go to the comment section, you'll be able to get the timestamps. But it's been pretty crazy at the Riverview Bed and Breakfast. the Riverview Mansion bed and breakfast. Way too much happening with nobody down there and no way of it happening. And I've tried to like think, oh, if somebody was upstairs walking, but the mansion mom and her husband weren't home and nobody was there, so nobody was upstairs walking. It's just too much to not be some kind of paranormal activity, especially knowing that Hippie isn't doing the stuff himself because he's streaming from Florida. So it's kind of crazy. KNR said, holy moly, I definitely need to watch those. Yeah, definitely go and look at the paranormal videos he has up and look in the comments. There's one where the rocking chair was sitting like this. It scoots this way, and then it just turns like this. It's like, what? There's no way that could have been faked. There's no way a mouse could have moved that chair. Why did that chair move that way? I don't know. No answers. Tommy Travel says, you can't even count the amount of orbs that show up. Very true. You can't. Hitchup and Toe said, Hippie was having a rant last time I watched him. Oh, was he? When was that? Donald said, I told Stephanie Harlow about your Sunday night show. Do you do a live show with her one night? Stephanie is amazing. I love her show. She is inspirational. She takes so much time to research. If you're into true crime and haunting stuff, definitely check out Stephanie Harlow. She is amazing. My mind just blanked out all of a sudden. Sorry about that. But yeah, definitely check out Hippie's stuff he's got going on over there at the mansion. It's pretty insane. And he was a skeptic. He did not believe in stuff because he had never seen anything. He had never had real communication back and like have a conversation per se through like apps or radioactive frequencies or whatever. He had never had any of that. And he started having that stuff. And now he doesn't even like to go back and watch the videos where the stuff has moved because he's afraid he'll be too scared to go down in the basement. So it's pretty interesting how much it turned his opinion around, putting those cameras up. And the scratching noises you hear when watching Hippie stuff too. There's a lot of scratch. And you can hear something moving bricks around, it seems. It's really weird. No explanation for it, I would say. But I will be live again on Wednesday. Wednesday I'm going to do trivia, but I'm also going to, I think, have a little chit chat with everybody about some things on Wednesday night at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then Friday we do true crimes, and that's at 5 Central Standard Time. And Sundays we always have this. So, and next Sunday, hopefully we'll have Nettie back up here with me. She was having some troubles with her phone. Text messages weren't going through from some people, but they were coming through from other people. And she's had some internet connecting issues because she's traveling. She's out there living life. So hopefully we'll get all that worked out by next Sunday and it'll be good. But other than that, we have Box Fan D coming up next. And she is always inspirational, so definitely check her out. I don't believe, because if ghosts are real, I'm never getting naked again. We see you don't have to hear the ghost judgment on that, because they can't really tell you. So as long as they can't tell you what they think of your naked body, then you're good. When I was little, I used to read my Bible to my stuffed animals, and I was like really, really religious as a kid. And so I thought about a lot of like afterlife stuff and things like that. And I would think about like, if I picked my nose, my grandpa can watch me do that from heaven. I shouldn't pick my nose because I don't want my grandpa to see me pick my nose. You know what I mean? It was so like, it was so heavy of a feeling that someone could see me from heaven doing something like that, that I was a really well-behaved kid. Kaner said, I just figure I'll scar them enough to just leave. They're like, oh, Kyle's getting naked again. Time for the blindfold. Cover your eyes. Turn around. That's funny. Yeah, I was always afraid growing up that people could see me from heaven. You're a picker. No, I'm not. That's why I'm not a picker. I was afraid that people in heaven would see me do something like that. And I was like, nope, can't pick my nose. I remember my sister used nail polish remover. I was such a goofy kid. My sister used nail polish remover, and she got it on our coffee table, and it left like a big old spot of eaten wood, is the best I can describe it. The wood got eaten up. And we had a wooden duck that used to sit on the table, and so my sister moved the wooden duck over the spot and just thought, oh, Mom and Dad will never move the wooden duck. They'll never see the mess that I made, right? That's what she thought, which not very smart. She was 4 years older than me. She should have known better. Me, on the other hand, I was like, Grandpa saw you do that. She's like, what? I'm like, Grandpa in heaven, he can see you do that. He saw you do that, and he'll probably tell Mom and Dad anyway. Like, you should tell them. I was a mess. I was a mess. Now I'm like, I don't think they're watching me from up there. They're just like, you do you. We're here if you need us. That's the way I gotta think nowadays, because I don't want them watching my every move. No. Well, if I could have someone drop Boxmandy's link in the chat, I would really, really appreciate that. Because we're going to go over and raid her next. You can't even count the amount. Oh, I already read that one. Yeah, I wanted to drop Hippie's latest video of the morgue in there too. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Because if you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. It's so good. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Here we go. I bet you loved hearing that Santa could see when you were sleeping. Yeah, right. That was one of the scariest things. Santa knowing everything I was doing, whether I was good or bad. Oh, man. Terrifying. Yeah, Queen Mother is having internet issues. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. All right, so this is Nomadic Hippies live that had the most recent activity, but he's got more. So definitely go check all of them out. Scary thing is hippie in a dress. This is true. Very, very true. I don't know, though. He has some good-looking legs. And he even went as far as to wear a ankle bracelet. So, did you ever say which live stream he was ranting on? Because I know he had BB3 right on BoxyCharm. I totally hit the pound button by accident. You're so funny. Thank you, Nettie. I appreciate that. I know that Hippie had some stuff going on, and he could use just some extra loving. He's got a lot on his mind lately. I think sometimes we all go through stuff where we have a lot on our mind, and some of us are more open to discussing it, and some of us aren't. But some people, when they have a hard time, they just express themselves differently. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but little extra love Hippie's way this week would be fantastic. All right, we're going to go on over. I'm running out of time. The rant was about a paranormal bloke. Yeah. He's had some. He doesn't like watching his friends be taken advantage of, and someone very close to him was taken advantage of by a paranormal bloke. And sometimes the people with the biggest hearts watching their friends get hurt affects them more than themselves getting hurt. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Tommy said what it was. I was just trying not to say it when it came across wrong. I'm not very good with words. We all know this. Great live, BB. Loved it. So glad I made it. Love you, lady. Blessings, everyone. All right, that's it from me. I'm going to wrap up a little bit early. Just remember to show love and kindness to everybody. We all deserve it, even if we have hard times. Even if we say things we might not mean, even if we do things we might not mean, even if we're not real happy with each other. Just always show love and kindness. It'll come back to you tenfold. With that being said, wishing you all much kindness and much love. And thank you all for being here. Seriously, Sunday nights, I love them. Y'all make my heart happy. Much love and much kindness. Bye for now.